Wassail, beautiful people. Happy solstice. I love solstice energy, and it's weird because I'm on the equator, experiencing that energy completely differently. The energy here is so different. Anyway, we're gonna do a solstice napkin. What's a napkin? 4 cards sitting in a square, well, a rectangle, and just see what their message is and whether it requires movement, additions. So we want 4 cards, please, focusing on the magic of the runes. There's one, can't see it yet. What's the message you would like to bring forwards and share? Oh, that one I can see, Elks. Oh, and there's 2 more, 1 up and 1 down. I feel like I need to put them in face down, face up, face up, face down, so that there's a little diagonal message, first of all, coming across these 2 cards. So we've got life force and we've got elks, and there is this general energy of the sense of your life force is somehow by its very nature protected. Like it's non-negotiable. There is life force. Yes, life force can fade, but even when it fades, it's just returning somewhere else from where it came. So what are the other 2? Oh, ooh, this is, I want to say, invisible phoenix frequency. So this card often comes across as phoenix potentiality, but it comes with a doubt when we are confronted with cosmic magic. And this is a card of returning cosmic magic, but this always feels very much like something you have to do personally. You have to burn like hell brightly. And then when I look now at the full set, it's got 2 resonant frequencies. So it begins with those 2 cards, and the other side of your napkin is very much bathed in a different hue. And I keep getting this message of the importance of sifting through, so there's something in this energy which is about facing fragments in a very mundane way is necessary. You can't bury your head in the sand. So if someone presents you with a story or a frequency that is uncomfortable, you can do one of 2 things. You can go into it and overanalyze it. You can make it something huge that helps you sift and work through your own thoughts. Or you could just imagine a point in the future that you know is coming where you are healed, and just applying that energy, that, let's call it fairy dust, just taking a handful and bringing it down and scattering it all over something you don't want to work with details out on. You just know that it resolves. There's something about that energy. There's an energy of trust stamped across these cards, trusting yourself, trusting your life force, because it is your consciousness and it is pulled somewhere else. And it's almost like The returning light is the point at which you release your doubts in everything somehow, because it's a very grand energy. All of the cards are bringing down this focus on life force, being pinned like a heavenly jewel on a rolling sky overhead. And that's some kind of reference back with the cosmic doubt to that notion of some part of our pool is a star in the universe somewhere. So I'm going to ask, what's the purpose of knowing this? What do we need to learn? What's the purpose of knowing this? So it's about rewriting your blueprint. Sorry, it's because I keep thinking I must put blueprint on this card. This is about the seed, the acorn. So your life force is your acorn. And your acorn was planted by your mother at birth. That's the point at which, with its particular blueprint. And this is a moment where you can start to rewrite this old blueprint and it brings, every time somehow you bring, your life force goes nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer to your now, till you're charged up again. But that involves a trust in that future being inevitable. Not that somehow all your lives forwards are dripping in the shame of unfinished business in the past. It's just accepting a different energy moving forwards. Just accepting. Can you not just get on with that? So is there anything else you want to say here on this little napkin on Solstice? It's a begin again energy because it's the first of the Thief arc. But it's also the idea of restocking. It's like you stock your future to maintain your present, and you need to realize the point at which your present storeroom, through new coding, new DNA, stories, things lost, energies that are more dominant now, are filling your present with frequencies you rarely experience. There's a greater sense of them amassing into your current. So, I love this card when it turns up. That's your water meadow. It's like each flowering is yet another blooming the seat of your soul. It's a really lovely energy, but we've got to somehow, we've got to capture that energy, because we've got to make it bursting out. And that's coming across at the moment. This energy here, the taut bowstring, knows this faux obsessive pairing will eventually break free from its narcissist fist. The key there is that word narcissist fist. You have to realize that all your woes are you. You are not allowing, that's your condor that needs transforming. It's, we hold ourselves tight in a base note of fear and disappointment and stress and anxiety and hurt and abuse, all of these energies that are part of something that defines us. But do we want that frequency to always be our definition, or do we want to find a new way to burst free from that old future? I feel like that's a bridging card, to be honest. It's a cognitive dissonance moment that you have to bust into, something that you have to accept so that it can function and find a new home, philosophically. I'm not going to give a last card there. It might be purged. The energy of actually moving into your now moment with both the remembrance of the old but the pleasure of the new. So, Wassail, beautiful, beautiful people. It's interesting, I want it to be 11:11, but I can't tell you why.